everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my YouTube channel, my channel is about law, personal finance, and lifestyle. In today's segment will actually be a little bit about personal finance, but it'll be about those of you who are seeking a college education and who want to ensure that your finances are covered while you're seeking that education. So this video is about getting full scholarships to college, with that room and board included. So if you want to learn the 6 tricks and tips that I have of how I got a full scholarship to college and got that room and board included, stay tuned. We're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so as far as, getting into college and having that experience, of course, it's great. I would just say, going in, try to make sure you get that money to pay for it. As you can see now with everything that's going on, there's trillions of dollars of student debt and people are really burdened by it. So if you can get it covered by doing just these 6 things now, it'll make a huge difference in your life. Trust me. I don't have undergrad student loans, but I do have student loans from law school, and trust me, I wish I didn't. But regardless, I just really want to, push out what I've learned so far from, how I got those scholarships in undergrad and even later on how I got scholarships, because it really does make a difference and it really does help. So my first tip, which I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there, I'm sure, it's very, everybody knows this, but I don't want to negate its importance, is maintaining a good GPA and performing well in the ACT or SAT. So, this is kind of, I feel like that, I'm just going to say like that minimum, that barrier to entry that college and universities look at. They really look at, okay, first, okay, do you have that minimum GPA we're looking for, or that minimum ACT? And that doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't, you won't get accepted, but that is, one of the first things that, if you're looking at your resume, that's like one of the first things that pops up, your GPA and your scores, and then it goes into like that work, leadership involvement, stuff like that. So, for those of you who are in high school now, do your best to, maintain a good GPA throughout. Try to have anything above a 3.0. And then as far as the SAT and ACT, I would say start, your sophomore year preparing for it, or take it one time, see what you get. And then just check out books from the library if you can't afford tutoring services to better your score. So that's what I did. I couldn't afford tutoring, but I did check out books from the library. I did practice, and I did improve my score by, I think it was about 5 or 6 points. So it really makes a difference. Hard work, makes a difference. I will not say that, of course, that is, true for everyone. I know it took me a while, and I think I probably took it 3 or 4 times just to have that increase. But sometimes, that doesn't work for everyone, and I understand that. So I, do want to say as a comfort, again, your GPA and ACT and SAT score are important, but there are still other ways as far as getting scholarships or even getting into college. So just, don't get discouraged, of course, if that first criteria is a struggle for you, again, because colleges don't just take a, just one look approach. They look at the whole package of the candidate. That's a good thing about it. So I would definitely say, if that was, one of your, not your strong suits, kind of focus on these next 5 that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so number 2, this one is huge for me, as well as I think it could be for everybody, and that is leadership and involvement. You guys, I can't say how important this is as far as getting that those scholarships for colleges and universities, and not just from colleges. This also, can come from corporations, nonprofits, organizations, anything. People look to, give out scholarships to students, and a lot of those are in leadership and involvement. So, if you are in high school right now, I would say, find something that you're passionate about and get involved in that, whether that's choir or sports or SGA or Beta Club or Future Business Leaders of America, whatever that is. Find something you're passionate about and get involved in that. That shows, in addition to showing that you're a leader and that you took the extra step to do something in addition to just the regular curriculum in school, it also shows colleges and universities that you know how to balance, that you have a good understanding of what it takes, not only to, do well in your academics, but also to, participate in extra activities. And you have to think why that's important. As somebody who, is working, that is important because you don't just go to your job and then, come home most of the times. You go to your job, you work out, you might have a family, you might be in extra activities throughout the city. There's just different things that happen every day that outside of that general 9 to 5. So you have to learn how to balance it. You have to learn to juggle some things sometimes. So doing those extracurricular activities shows that you know how to, again, maintain that, the good GPA and, your commitments. But at the same time, you can, I guess, juggle and put other things in as well. So it really does make a difference, that leadership and those activities. So I would definitely say, definitely get involved. It will benefit you for sure in the long run. And again, colleges and universities love to see that. They love it, love it, love it. So make sure you outline in your resume. Okay, number 3. So this one's a little different, but I actually really like this one. This one is try something new. So just do something outside your comfort zone. Like, for example, although I'm 26, I am not in high school, but although I'm 26, something that was uncomfortable for me to do was starting this YouTube channel. I really wanted to do something that could get content out there of, what I did to become a lawyer, and also just, the steps that I'm doing through my personal finance journey and just what I'm learning and how it can benefit other people. So, getting on the platform YouTube is very uncomfortable for me, but I knew that I wanted to do something to benefit people. And I knew that, hey, eventually one day that I probably, will get comfortable with it. It might take some time, but it was something that I just decided to do. And honestly, it has taught me a lot. It really has helped me grow. And it has shared different experiences with my viewers have shared their different experiences with me. And I love it. I love getting those private messages or just, those comments and showing how much it actually is helping people. So it really makes a difference. But I would have never found that out if I didn't step out of my comfort zone. So I say that as well. Stepping out of your comfort zone shows you something that you're passionate about. And again, it puts something on your resume to say that, look, I did something that was different. I did something that was out of the norm. I tried something new. Because that is also something that colleges and universities, as well as employers, like to see. Again, that could be starting a YouTube page, that could be trying a new sport, that could be traveling out of the country for the first time. Whatever it is, it's just you tried something new, and you faced, some form of adversity that you really, was like, okay, this is uncomfortable for me, but you persevered through it anyway. So again, try something new. One, I think it'll better you in the long run, and 2, again, it will help when you outline that in your personal statements and resumes for colleges and universities. They like that too. Okay, tip number 4. So this one actually applies when you're in college already. So let me throw that out there. But when you get in college, this will be one of your best friends if you take advantage of it. So number 4 is getting departmental scholarships. So like I said to you guys earlier, I got a full scholarship to college and I got my room and board covered. And I was able to do this through not just the scholarships I got from the university initially when I came in, but then my second year I was able to get departmental scholarships. And that's when I was able to cover my room and board. So departmental scholarships are when you're in a program, like for me, I was in the School of Accounting. So you have to be in a particular school, whether that's, within the School of Business is which mine was, or if you're in the School of Engineering or College of Arts and Sciences, whatever school you're in or college, they offer different departmental scholarships for students who excel or meet the criteria of those departmental scholarships. Normally they have like a criteria saying, I don't know, you have to have a 3.3 GPA in all your accounting courses, and you have to be an accounting major. So those are departmental scholarships. But the big thing about those is a lot of people miss them. A lot of people just aren't looking for them. So one way to really make sure you're not missing them is get close to your professors. As well, also getting close to your professors, it helps them recommend you for those departmental scholarships, because they're normally the ones who sit on those boards and decide, that anyways, or their voice speaks a lot of volume when it comes to recommendation. So get close with your professors, tell them about your situation. And, at the end of your, first year or second year, when, you taking a few courses in your major, just say, hey, are there any departmental scholarships? I'd be really interested. Or are there any research assistant positions? I'd be really interested and gain an experience. Or, I think my resume would be very fitting of this because X, Y, and Z. And I would love to be a recipient of the scholarship. So normally it's on their websites, but again, if it's not, just kind of ask around, ask your professor, get close with them, because those do make a big difference. Still was less money that I didn't have to take out in loans when it came to undergrad. So look for those departmental scholarships. Okay, number 5. So this one is kind of similar. I mentioned this in leadership and involvement, as far as universities and nonprofits giving money. But number 5 is, again, talking about those nonprofits, those societies, organizations that give scholarships. So for this, you really have to be on the lookout in your community, and just ask around, or even use websites like, for those bigger ones like CapEx or something like that. They generally have a good list as far as what companies are doing scholarships. However, they do not generally have those local scholarships. Like, for example, in my city, there's a lot of local scholarships that I was only made aware of because I knew certain people, or, I asked around. For example, I was very fortunate when I was in high school to receive multiple scholarships from different sororities. And I would not have known about that if I didn't just ask around. My mother wasn't in sorority. However, my dad was in a fraternity. So it was, very beneficial to, tap into his network and just say, hey, I'm looking for scholarships. Are there, any out there, any available? And all these sororities had some. And, I say sororities, so I don't want to, take my guys out by saying that. A good thing about those too is sometimes they offer them, even if it's a sorority, they offer those to men as well. But if that sorority doesn't, for any reason, if you don't meet that criteria, fraternities have scholarships as well. Again, a lot of times it might be based on the locality. I know a lot of them also have it on a national scale. Different societies have it as well. So sometimes societies, some of them you may have to be members of to get, just like if you're, I don't know, maybe in an honors society or something like that. They might want to see that you're a member before applying for that scholarship. But those do make a difference as well. Those scholarships I had really, benefited me, especially that first year, because I didn't have my room and board covered that first year, and that really helped step in to pay for that. So I would definitely recommend looking for that and just networking around to just make sure you are staying on top of those scholarships so you don't miss out. And number 6, I know if you guys watched any of my videos, you're probably tired of me talking about this, but it is my favorite tactic. So just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Negotiate. Okay, negotiate, you guys. So when it comes to college, scholarships for my high school students, one thing I always recommend is applying to about 10 to 15 schools. And I know this, can be expensive. However, there are fee waivers generally available sometimes if this is burdensome. But the reason I recommend that is to, have a tier of schools, apply to a school that you are like definite you can get into, and then apply to a school that might be like up there that you're kind of like, I don't know. And then just kind of have schools that fall in the middle, You might really want to get into a school that falls right in the middle. And if you are fortunate enough to get into that top school, that's really, really going to help you negotiate with that school that's in the middle. It's going to say, you can say, hey, I really like this school X. I really want to attend. However, I got into school Y, and they have X, Y, and Z. They have this program. They have this program. However, again, I really, have always dreamed of being a part of this program. Is there anything as far as additional scholarships or, whatever the case may be for this program? Of course, that was, that's not how I, exactly would write it out at all. But just kind of going off the top of my head, you want to, use that as leverage. You want to say, hey, I got into this school, and it would even be better if that school offered you a scholarship, you know. I wish I would have used this tactic in undergrad. I just didn't learn it yet, but I did use that for my LL.M program. And it really benefited me to get a full scholarship. So again, I always say, use that power of negotiation, use the power of your self-worth. That's really what you're doing. You're just telling these schools, you know, I know my worth, you know, I think, you know, I'm very happy to get this scholarship, but I believe that I can get more. And these other schools, you know, are a reflection of that, or these accolades or whatever else are a reflection of that. So, you know, you are your best salesman. That is, you know, one of the biggest things that you must always remember in life. You have to give your best pitch. You have to be your biggest fan, your biggest supporter, and you have to go out there and get it. I can't, you know, there are people out here who get full scholarships from the board, you know, included, you know, by getting a perfect 36 ACT or whatever the case may be. But then there's people like me who didn't, and that's okay. But you're gonna have to work a little harder to make sure you can get those funds to cover it. You might have to stay up a little later to apply to more scholarships and more schools or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that'll be worth all the time versus, you know, the years of paying off student loans. So, okay, so guys, those are my 6 tips. I really hope they benefited you guys. If you have any questions about my college experience or any of the things I said, please put them in the comments below or send me a message. Again, please like this video and subscribe. It really helps. I am on Instagram at _BrookeFaye, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next videos. Bye.